Hello Zimbabwe, welcome to your favorite program, Power Talk. I am your host, Takuzo Washaya. And today we are joined by the newly elected Harare Mayor, Mr. Jacob Mafume. Say welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So
compliments of the season. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. So going straight into it, congratulations for being re-elected as the Mayor of Harare. So now, your appointment as the mayor, or your re-election as the mayor of Harare, seem to have some fissures within the internal politics of your party, CCC. What's your take on that one?
Well, there are always contestations in the party. They are not fissures. Everyone contests. Even when I became a candidate for Ward 19, when a councillor became a candidate or an MP becomes a candidate, there's always people who believe that they can do and contribute to the citizens as best as they can. But once the election is over, it's not a fissure, it's done. It's an election process. The councillors were the ones who were given a free hand by our principal to select a mayor of their choice, which they did. And they are bound to be winners, they are bound to be losers, and we move on to provide services to the residents.
So we have seen that from August 2023 elections, August 2023 elections, up to date, there have been a dramatic exchange of mayors from Makole, and that way another one, Mr. I'm now running out of the name, and now you are here. That was Love Joyce Train, and now you are here. What actually negative impact that does it have, especially to the day-to-day running of the council?
Well, these are bodies that run. During that time when it was running, from July there were no mayors present up to the time of August. So people must be used in Zimbabwe to dynamic democracy. Sometimes in the UK, they not only change mayors, they've changed 3 prime ministers or 4 prime ministers before the next general election. Now, the prime minister who is there is probably the 4th or 5th prime minister since Johnson. So these are things that happen in a robust democracy. People who are used to probably dictatorships and so forth believes that there is positivity in certainty. But changing of leadership should not alarm an institution such as the city of Harare. Mayors come and go. There will always be a town clerk, there will be workers, and so forth. So once people get used to dynamic democracies, they will understand that it happens. There were hardly any negative issues. We are mayors from the same party, sharing same ideologies, hoping for the best for all our citizens. So
focusing on the basis on which they were removed, being recalled, does it not have a negative impact? Because what guarantee does you have as the mayor that you are going to last long? Considering there have been some recalls before.
What guarantee do I have I'm not going to die tomorrow?
Alright.
Life has no guarantees.
What if you are going to be recalled?
Yeah, that is life.
Alright.
You can die, you can go to hospital. There is no permanence in life, as it were. You do the best that you can at the time that you are doing the work. Today I'm here, I've done the best that I can. Tomorrow it might be somebody else. Anything can happen to a person. That is why people say you must write a will, because life, by its very definition and by its very nature, is not certain. And we believe that you can come into office by any means, you can come out of office by any means, either a recall, death, or even resigning yourself to say I'm going to pursue other matters.
So in other words, you are saying these recalls of mayors does not have a negative impact to the day-to-day running of the council?
Well, if you have not seen it, how do I see it?
Right.
If you had a negative impact, you could easily have said there was this negative impact. But if you are having to look for it, you are having to search and scratch your head and look for it, then it might probably not be there. What we are focused on is service provision, issues of waste collection, water, and see that it flows. And whether you recall or you do not recall somebody, If people do not apply themselves, it might not change anything. We are there to change service provision, to focus on providing water to the people, taking refuse away from the people, and repairing roads.
Okay. We understand that you have been the mayor of Harare City Council from 2020 up to 2023, although there was some suspension on your part. What achievements have you managed? And also now that you are the new mayor again, what are your resolutions going forward?
Yeah, well, what we achieved is we achieved certainty. The water situation improved by the time when I was mayor. Issues of refuse collection were a little better. Salaries were being paid on time for the workers, and the workers are part of our service provision framework. We revamped Rufaro Stadium, that it is now almost a question of when rather than if soccer will ever be played again in Rufaro. We have introduced the multiplex system. We managed to deal with historic labor issues to free council to work on service provision. We gave council a prominence in the national discourse for it to be able to deal with issues of service delivery.
Okay. So what are now your resolutions from the way you took over office?
What we are going to do is we are going to deal with the immediate task is to deal with the basic things around service provision. One of them is waste collection. This is the meeting that I was having. We are going to allocate resources starting from tomorrow simultaneously. All shopping centers in the districts will start having their rubbish being cleared. We are going to deal with the issue of repairing equipment for lifting up of waste so that it is done, and we are going to do a lot of heavy lifting towards waste management. We are also going to deal with the issue of water, look at the bottlenecks around the water situation, what is stopping the water from getting to the people, improve production from the current 200 odd megaliters to about 400 megaliters. Yeah.
Okay. So of all these things that you are talking about, where are you going to get the funding apart from the ratepayers? Are you going to be solely relying on the ratepayers?
No, we are not going to be solely relying on the ratepayers.
So where
we are also going to look at financing municipal bonds, complex financing instruments. This council has the capacity to create municipal bonds. We also have our sister companies like City Parking, Rufaro Marketing, that work around issues of revenue raising. We are also going to make sure that we sweat and shake down our revenue sources like Zinara, which is taking our vehicle licenses. We will push them to give us money, like ZESA, which took our power station and has not paid compensation. We're going to ask them to pay compensation, and like the fissures in relation to our devolution funds. So we'll have a multiplicity of fundraising methodologies.
You have talked of the Rufaro marketing, which used to own some bars within Harare. Is it still functioning to capacity? Or?
Yes, we have restored. We've put up a new board. Okay. It's now giving us money. It's helping us in the refurbishment of the Rufaro Stadium.
Right.
So it's something.
Rufaro marketing was behind the refurbishment of
part of it. There was City Parking, there was Rufaro Marketing, and the city itself. So we are looking at all those revenue sources and sweating them to be able to create value for the residents.
That's great. Now, moving forward, we understand that the major problem you are having at stake is the outbreak of cholera. So what council is it doing to mitigate or to keep the epidemic, which is
we have to increase issues of potable water. The solution is to give people safe sources of water, and we are going to increase the potable water that's going to the residents. Secondly, we have also set up clinics in the flash points where they can be treated close to homes, Highfields, Budiriro, Glenview, and so forth. We have treatment centers there that can be used to treat these diseases. We are going to ramp up our awareness campaign for people not to get into sources. And then unfortunately, during the festive period, a lot of traveling was happening and people were having parties, and we have a spike of cholera cases, but we do expect it to go down as we provide water and also the traveling goes down.
Okay. We understand that cholera is not a new phenomenon in Zimbabwe. We used to have it and now we are having it. What are some of the problems that council is actually failing to deal with that are resulting in the outbreak of cholera? Because it has been one of the topical things, because if I'm to take you back to 2018 thereabout, we had the same issue. Now we are having the same issue.
Yeah, the issues of water, we need to provide water to the residents. Potable water, we need chemicals. Currently, we are not getting enough chemicals from Complex and other organizations due to lack of funding and resources. Then secondly, unplanned settlements where they have not built toilets, where they have not built facilities, where people can relieve themselves. So they are contaminating their own water sources. Then sewage based caused through flooding and other blockages that create those things. And also the obtaining of a lot of litter in the suburbs. So we need to deal with all these driving factors. Once we start dealing with them meaningfully, we will have cholera subsiding.
So what guarantee does he have that you are actually going to provide clean water to the residents, considering that you don't have enough chemicals?
Well, we have to buy them. I'm highlighting the problem, and the solution is to simply buy the chemicals. What do we do to buy the chemicals? We need to get a facility or to get to be given authority to borrow by government, so that we have a facility which we can utilize. We cannot buy chemicals on a hand-to-mouth basis, but we need to buy them on a consistent level so that we get to where we need to go.
So how far are you with that initiative?
Well, we are meeting with the task force that deals with the water today. In fact, my staffers are. Then we are going to try and ring fence money from the big accounts so that it goes directly to the procurement of chemicals, and we're going to be approaching donors and so forth so that we're able to get them to give us the chemicals.
That's great. Also, there is another problem which is actually topical within the council, the passing out of residential estates, be it by councillors or by land barons illegally. How are you going to deal with
Councillors don't pass out land.
But we do have actually reports that they are doing it. And some of them that before the courts.
They don't pass out land. Council.
So we don't have councillors within our city council. We have been accused of doing that.
The councillors do not pass out land. It's not possible. You can't pass out land as a councillor. The land is passed out by or is bought at Remembrance House at the officials of council. Maybe people confuse councillors and council officials. A councillor has no way where in the Labour Act or in their procedures where they are able to give you a piece of land. It's just not possible. If he does that, he would have stolen your money. He or she would have stolen money, and they will be arrested for fraud or criminal abuse of office. There is no way. But what we've been having are invaders. Land barons linked to political actors. They invade whole settlements and then use their political clout to remain on those settlements, even if it's illegal or they've not paid anything. We will be pursuing them. We will be pushing government to create laws for us to be able to deal with land barons. If not, we shall be pursuing through council resolutions, so that at least people will not be taken advantage. Desperate home seekers will not lose their hard-earned cash chasing a property that is not theirs, nor the person who would have sold it to them.
So do you think it's much feasible to actually mitigate this problem at hand?
It has to be done with no option.
Okay. Now, running fast forward to the issue of floods that we are having in Harare, what council is doing to curb the situation?
To curb the flood?
Actually, to mitigate.
To mitigate. Okay. What we are doing is we've created centers where these people can temporarily go as we flood, where there's food, and we've donated cattle there where they will be eating. But we are going to look at replacing their stands and taking them elsewhere for those who would have been placed on those stands legally. For those who would have gone on their own and invaded floodplains, we are going to encourage them to apply and to move away from those floodplains because their properties will be repeatedly destroyed.
Okay. You said you are going to encourage them. So what if they are going to refuse your plea? What are you going to do?
Well, the primary duty to protect the citizens then falls with the state. I will advise the minister and the responsible ministry that we have given people warning and they have not moved. The government has capacity and the tools to deal with those that refuse, including using force if necessary. But we as council are not allowed to do that. We can only persuade.
You can only persuade. That's great. I think we have actually come to the end of our program. But before we go, just your parting words to the people of Zimbabwe, especially those who have been affected by floods.
Well, we are going to get help to you. We are going to assist you in any way possible. We are going to set up a protection unit under our disaster management committee, and we are going to be able to deal with the issues that have befallen them. But look, a city is an artificial construct. All of us have to work towards making a city beautiful. You and I have got work to do, and it is only through our works that a city we can build.
Just a quick follow-up on that one. Is the city council still going to achieve even a world-class city by the year 2025? Or they need more decades?
Well,
I
think we need a world-class city now. I don't know why people suspend achievements to many years. We are simply copying the wheel. If you need a street light, they've already been designed. If you need a road, they've already been designed. So the ability to create a world-class city is actually a state of mind and not an achievement on another date. I believe we deserve a world-class city now, and we need to work towards making it a world-class city today. Those who want to wait for 2025, be my guest, but they will join us in the world-class city.
Mayor Mafume, thank you for your precious time.
Thank you.
That was the newly elected Harare Mayor, Mr. Jacob Mafume, on the program. And we've come to the end. Till we meet again. Bye-bye.